And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another live edition of the Real Estate Show, the ATM edition of the Real Estate Show, also known as About the Money. My name is Eric Willner, and I am your host. We are here live on the radio show here at the Real Estate Show, Monday through Friday from 5 till 5:30 p.m. That's Eastern Time. That is 5 days live at 5. And also we have our marathon edition on Sunday nights now from 9 to 11. We have a series of shows the entire week. In fact, starting at 9 p.m. and you can listen to any of the shows that you missed. You can re-listen to some of the good shows. You know, we've had a great week so far between our Mondays on a Mission, laying out the steps of what we were talking about this week. We were talking about Tuesdays, our tools, tips, and techniques. And yesterday, we're talking of some very, very positive information going on in the marketplace and why I continue to believe, and now more and more of the media is jumping off mysteriously after the elections. The media is very positive and upbeat. The stock market is also very upbeat. And all things point to a very optimistic look at 2021 for the real estate market. And so hopefully you are getting your ducks in order and lining things up so that you can also take advantage of what is proving to be a very positive outlook. In fact, we saw some of the statistics bore out between the shortage of an inventory, the rise in prices, nearly 10% across the country. And the growing optimism towards real estate, the increasing number of folks moving and actually buying bigger, more spaced out properties in places, more suburban areas, that it nearly is a foregone conclusion. But of course, just when that happens is when things go wrong. Here's the thing, though. There was a lot of things because people were comparing the 2008 market with this market, and there is nothing similar about that market and this market other than leading up. We're both in very positive and strong territory. Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the money side of things. But before I get going, I also want to remind our listeners that we, in addition to our 5 shows live at 5, we also have a number of workshops during the week, starting out with our Monday night, 9 p.m. We've got the Equity Accelerator Workshop, and that is something that is a free workshop, very informative, very cutting-edge ideas about how you can build equity faster, pay down debt faster, and basically turn your debt into wealth while everyone else is still making those same monthly payments. So if you want to attend that, it is for free. It is courtesy for our listeners. All you have to do is text the word equity to 561-861-2366. Once again, that's 561-861-2366. Now, Tuesdays, we have our Credit Accelerator Workshop. Yesterday, by the way, we launched one of our expansion team members who now has his own agency in Beverly Hills, California, now helping more folks learn how to fix, accelerate, and improve their credit. So if you want to come to our next Tuesday workshop, also great information. This is content-rich, information-packed. Text the word credit to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. And then, of course, tonight, Thursday, we've got our big round table. Now, this is a really fun, maybe my favorite workshop of the week. And I don't even know that I would call it a workshop, but more like a mastermind where investors, entrepreneurs come together. And speaking of which, we have one of those entrepreneurs who will be there tonight with me, who joins me regularly here on the radio show, my good friend, my partner, Mr. Don Martin. And I believe you're on the line on the road. Don, are you there? It's about the money. That's right. And today, as every day is really about the money when you really think about it. It's how to make it, how to keep it, and how to invest it the right way. And that's one of the fun things. Last week we had a nice group of very diverse, from an Air Force pilot, who by the way is an investor, to a school teacher, who by the way is an entrepreneur and an investor, yourself, myself, and we hope that we get a couple more listeners that bring a little bit to the table and want to come and rub elbows. You want to hang out with the people that you want to learn from and that you want to be more like. They say that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's a really good point, Don, because, a lot of times, and it really brings up 2 points in my mind. The first one is that even though we may be ingrained in what we do, in fact, sometimes that's the problem, is that we're so ingrained in our business running the day to day that we have blind spots. And sometimes sharing those challenges, those what we may not even know are blind spots, but there are challenges. Someone from a different industry, someone from a different perspective, someone with a complete unbiased, no dog in the fight, can say, well, hey, Don, that I understand what your situation is. Have you ever thought about this? And all of a sudden you go, well, no, I didn't think about that. And while it may seem so obvious, to me, I always use the example of, why didn't they think of Ziploc bags for cereal? Ziploc bags have been around forever. Cereal's been around forever. Cereal's been going stale forever because you can't just roll up the top of the cereal bag and think that it's not going to get stale, especially if you live where I live here in Florida with all the humidity. And 2 things which have existed for a long, long time, why weren't they married sooner?
Even though it might not be the best process. So with this process, and you get other people, you get outside perspective. They don't have, they're not emotionally attached to the process, and oftentimes they can kind of guide you without emotion to a more effective way to do things. And another great.
Yeah, it really is. And well, the first thing I want to do is that we're coming up on the middle break. Let's go ahead and take a quick break for our sponsors here. I want to tell everybody, you're listening to The Real Estate Show. Remember, you can listen to us live Monday through Friday on our local AM station 1470. You can listen to us on our FM stations 95.3, 96.9, just to name a few. You can listen to us on the apps, like the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, and the Spreaker app, to just name a few of those. And you can always hear what we're talking about if you go to automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. Click on the Listen Live button at the top, and you'll hear everything right there coming straight from the studio. And before we go to a break, I'll tell you that we're also broadcasting this live on our Facebook page. Yes, The Real Estate Show has its own Facebook page. And if you go to facebook.com/The Real Estate Show, you can listen to this show. And I'm just thinking that some of our listeners might not be hearing Don's side of the conversation. If you go to automaticlandlord.com and just let the audio go there, you can watch it, hear it, and not miss a single thing. But on automaticlandlord.com, you can also hear the rebroadcast of our show. And that's literally going back years and years of real estate, great information. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We got a lot more for you on tonight. We have our big roundtable tonight at 8:30. I'm going to give you information and instructions how you can attend. This is Zoom, so you can literally join us from anywhere, but you need the link, and I'll give you the link right after these words. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said just a minute ago. Who's in the studio today? On the boards, the engineer? Well, meanwhile, Sueli, haven't seen you on the Facebook in quite a while. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Felipe, so we got Europe is in the house, California is in the house, Georgia is in the house. So that's good news. Let's see who else we got here. What a crazy busy day today. And 2021 really is looking to be a very, very busy day. Okay, let's see here. He's coming through loud and clear. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, AJ, in case you're listening, what I was talking about was the Facebook people because since the radio show is in my headset, and that's why I just pulled out the plug so that maybe they could hear the volume from the computer. But thank you for being right on top of that. You're all set. Marianne, having her own insane day there too. Well, good. Hopefully that's good. It's insane if it's good, if it's busy and it's making you money. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us, you are listening to The Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running program about real estate, and the place where many people go, not only real estate investors, but entrepreneurs go to learn a little bit more about real estate, but also about the business and about the business as business is in general. On Thursdays, we have started back up our big round table group. And this was sort of a brainchild that Don and I were talking about, how real estate investors are, in fact, business people. In fact, successful real estate investors think like a business person. You treat it like a business. The old saying goes, you make money like a business. You treat it like a hobby. Well, real estate is a lot of fun, painting houses, fixing things up, making things look good. But unless you treat it like a business, that those decisions can easily land you in the red. And so we wanted to have a forum, a place where real estate investors and even anybody in another business, maybe they're thinking about becoming a real estate investor, but already in a business, and they know, they feel the trials and tribulations of being in your own business, being your own captain of marketing, being your own director of finance, being your own logistics. When you are a small business, and one of the cool things about this country, by the way, is that the majority of the business actually comes as a result of the efforts of small businesses across the country. There are literally millions and millions, Don, of small businesses across the country. And there's probably even more employees of big companies that wish they could somehow make the leap into small businesses, and yet they don't know where to start. You still there, Don? You muted yourself and I couldn't hear you. But we were talking about the big round table is another good venue for someone who, even if you're an employee somewhere and you're thinking, man, if I could make the leap into my own business and somehow generate enough money to equal or surpass what I'm doing in my 9 to 5, I just don't know where to go. Where's a safe environment for me to learn that stuff and who would give me the time of day that's already doing that stuff. And that's where our big round table is an opportunity. If you want to be a fly on the wall and just come join us, the name of the game is, it's a live Zoom link. It starts tonight at 8:30 p.m. If you're interested in attending it, then what you need to do is to text big table to 561-861-2366. And then it will automatically send you a response and you will get the link. Now, I can't give the link out publicly on the radio because I want to make sure that it's our listeners that are sincerely interested in learning and come with a positive. Unfortunately, there's hackers and there's hecklers out there, and we want to make sure we don't spend our time dealing with that. But if you text 561-861-2366, you're a listener of the Real Estate Show, just text the word big table, and you will be graciously invited to our free workshop. Now, one of the cool things, Don, and like I was saying earlier in the program, we have people from diverse backgrounds. We had an Air Force, active Air Force pilot. We have school teachers. We have people who are full-time real estate investors. Last week we had a lawyer. I think we had a decorator. Really different backgrounds, and that's what I think brings really good diversity, good color to the conversation. Because yes, there's a little bit of real estate woven in and out of there. We talked about how to accelerate paying off debt in one of the last ones we focused on, and each week we focus and have a spotlight on one particular topic. And usually we'll get one of our members to volunteer. And we got a very cool, speaking about diversity, here is a coach, a relationship and behavioral coach who's also an investor in real estate. He's on the hot seat. He's going to be the spotlight tonight. I believe that 100%. And you see always very successful people always have, they have a power Rolodex, or they've got, great names on, they've got a full list of people in their cell phone. I 100% agree with you that your network, and this is a great opportunity to network, is your net worth. And I have this other saying that I have over my desk, and I have a couple of sort of mantras that I always look at. And one of them is, and I'm looking at it right now, it says, progress is not possible without change. Progress is not possible without change. And people often quote, and they quote it as being Einstein saying, but I think it's not actually his original saying. But he said, or someone before him said, that the definition of insanity is doing what you've always done and expecting something different. And sometimes we got to step out and get into a new network, get into a new group of people, talk to different people with different perspective. That's how you grow.
I believe if you actually look up that he did the Western dictionary, it says doing something, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So that's it. I mean, here's another one. If you want something different, you have to do something different. So it all contributes.
If you want something different, you got to do something different. And that's a great message. and something that I think if people were to really stop for a second and look back, I look at some folks who have been saying the same thing that they're going to do. When the market gets better, I'm going to do this. When I get my next promotion, I'm going to do this. After the elections, I'm going to do that. When the stock market goes up, I'm going to do this. When interest rates go up, they're going to do that. When interest rates go down, they're going to do that. And you know what? Those same people waiting for something to happen, nothing happens because, like you said, if you want change, you got to make changes in what you're doing and what you expect. Get out of your comfort zone. It's really the idea. And hopefully, one of those things of getting outside of your comfort zone would be to go to an opportunity to network with different people. And again, if you're interested in networking with people who have a like mind, who have a growth-oriented outlook, who either are in business of some sort or in real estate, but in any case, they want to come and hang out with folks that have positive, proactive, expansive ideas, then again, text the word big table, actually that's 2 words, to 561-861-2366. Anything you want to add to that, Don?
I can bring some value to everybody as well. And that's something that happens every week. We built some great relationships. And another thing, it's not just business that'll make, but it's essentially a whole new community that people become a part of it. The anything made, with the way COVID is, and the way that the social distancing era has become, it's a great thing that people almost can feel a voice in their life by just networking with like-minded people. So
that's the name of the game. And this week, I was talking about the money side of debt in the in our culture, in our society. And I quoted an article which I share, which Americans are more in debt than ever before, experts say. And we got into a couple of the mindset issues, which is very much along the lines of what we're talking about here. That money disorders, and they're calling that money disorders. Do you know that according to this article, the average American has $38,000 in debt, a quarter of which comes directly from credit card charges. And so that's like interest building on interest, which is why this whole concept of the equity accelerator and the debt elimination solutions that we talk about, sometimes those are the obstacles of why you say, when I get out of debt, I'm going to invest. Another thing that leads to no change and no progress coming out. And this topic comes up all the time when we're on in our masterminds. So it might be something that if you have thoughts around that, I know, Don, you have thoughts around this because you and I talk about this all the time. And you and I have employed this strategy of taking debt and just attacking it with a vengeance, so that we have more money to invest.
Is that not overpaying interest on your debt. I mean, a lot of people, if they pay their money back with that, you're overpaying interest. They're getting the benefit. They're getting to roll into the deal.
Another fun quote that I have that I always remember is that those people who understand interest are destined to receive it. Those people that don't are destined to pay it. And that article is right there. There's a lot of folks in this country that don't understand debt. And in fact, when you see that $38,000 is the average debt, and the median income for most people isn't much more than that per year, you see what a dilemma that is. Anyway, we'll talk more about that on in our big round table. Don, thanks for dropping in. It's always fun to banter back and forth about these positive things. And again, if you're interested in in attending. Big table, text it to 561-861-2366. All the information is also up on our website at automaticlandlord.com. But that's it for today. This is Eric Willner and Don Martin signing off. Drive safe, wash those hands, and make it a great day. Bye-bye. All right. Thanks again. That's end. Take care. See you, Brian. And see y'all.